it's me again, and I'm here to do another tag. Are you guys sick of the tags? So this is going to be the guilty or innocent tag. Now I know I was tagged by a few people to do this video, but the only one that comes to mind right away at the top of the hat is Raising a Riley. Shannon, I saw her do this tag and I was like, that looks familiar, and I realized I had been tagged by a few other people, and when you know what, she tagged me as well. And I love her because she has her questions, or the questions to the tag, in her info box. That is the most frustrating thing when you, and I've probably done it before too, but when you go to see a tag and you're like, oh, I've been tagged, and you're like, wait, where are the questions? How am I supposed to find these? And I love that you had those there, so thank you, Shannon. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. The first question is, number one, saying you are letting a dish soak when in reality you just don't feel like washing it. I'm not very guilty of this. Honestly, if I'm letting something soak, I'm actually letting it soak. You guys know me, I'm a little bit of an OCD clean freak. I don't like stuff sitting around, especially in the sink area, because we have a really small kitchen. So when stuff is sitting, you can't cook, and I like my areas to be clean when I'm cooking, so I am innocent of that. Restart dryer to avoid folding. Totally guilty. And it's not because I'm avoiding folding, it's usually because I've accidentally left my laundry in the dryer to the point where it's wrinkly again, so I like to fluff it up and re-dry it a little bit and then fold it, because I feel like when it's warm and straight out of the dryer, it folds nicer and then the wrinkles are less, so yeah, pretty much guilty of that. Hide when eating so you don't have to share with kids. Shoot, I hide my eating from my husband as well. Kelly doesn't share food. I'm a lot like Joey Tribbiani. I don't like to share my food. I know it sounds terrible, but if I cook you food and I put it in front of you and you eat it and you're still hungry, then you ask for more food. You don't come after mine. Or obey the 5-second rule. That is totally, after watching Mythbusters, I'm totally innocent, innocent? Yes, I'm innocent of that. I don't do the 5-second rule. It depends. Well, yeah, it depends. If it's in my house, I'll do 5-second rule because I clean my house like a neat freak. When I'm out in public though, anywhere else or outside, my kids do not eat off the ground. I don't care how long it's been on the ground. You just don't do that because, again, Mythbusters has ruined me. You just don't do that. There's no such thing as a 5-second rule. I say it is an hour later so you can get the kids into bed. I don't pretend. I'm innocent of this because I'm not going to pretend what time it is. When my kids need to go to bed, I tell them, you got to get in bed. It doesn't matter what time. It could be 7 o'clock, it could be 8 o'clock, it could be 9 o'clock. I'm not going to lie to my kids. I'm going to make sure that they know. When I say it's time to go to bed, it doesn't matter what time it is. You're going to bed. So I don't lie about the hours to get my kids in bed. I just get their butts in bed. 6, rewashing laundry because you forgot to switch it over to the dryer. I am totally innocent of this. When I'm doing laundry, I make sure that it goes from the washer to the dryer because it's more work if you have to, because sometimes when it gets so mildewy smelly, you have to do vinegar and all this other stuff. John, however, is totally guilty of this. It drives me insane. I always tell him, I don't care how much you want to help me, do not touch the laundry, because every single time something gets left in the laundry, something gets left in the washer, and then I'm doing like the cycle 3 times to get the smell out. That mildew smell, 7, wiping the dirty spots on the floor with a rag and convincing yourself you mopped. I just mop the floor. I don't know. I'd rather use my nice sprayer Rubbermaid mop that's really easy to use to really quickly just mop the entire kitchen floor, which again, our kitchen isn't that big, than just wipe up one spot on my hands and knees. I feel like it takes about the same amount of time, so I just mop the floor. Ask the hubby to pick up takeout / call for takeout because you forgot to thaw something. I've done that before, so yeah, I'm kind of guilty, but most of the time I don't feel guilty about that. Now that I'm nannying and working and taking care of other people's kids as well, and then everything else, like if I've had a long, hard day, I'm not gonna feel bad about not wanting to cook dinner. Who would want to cook dinner? Do you want to cook dinner after a hard day? No. So I don't feel bad about it. So I don't usually use the excuse of like, oh, I forgot this or I forgot that. I'm just like, I'm feeling lazy, I want to eat out. So let that be that. But I have once or twice accidentally forgotten to thaw something and then had to do that. Or thought that something like meat was still good in the refrigerator and then come to like go cook that meal finally and then it went bad. So yeah, I'm guilty of that. 9, let the kids run around in diapers and undies because all of their clothes are in the laundry. I don't really do that just because our house gets really, really cold. We have poor insulation, so our kids need to be like bundled up. But I do let them run around in their pajamas like all day long, especially if they don't want to. Like Kaya lately has really been fighting me to put her in real clothes. She loves wearing her pajamas and I don't blame her, so do I. I don't take my kids out in their pajamas in public, but if we're at home and we're not going anywhere all day or anything like that, if my kids want to stay in their pajamas, I don't really care. That means less laundry for this mama right here. So yeah, I'll let them do that. Wash dishes by hand because you don't want to unload the dishwasher. totally guilty. John and I have kind of chores, not chores, but there's, you know, like in households, like there's kind of stuff that you're just assumed that you do. Like I always do the laundry because I know John doesn't like doing it and he's not really capable of doing it, and he'll say that to you first-handedly. I'm also in charge of vacuuming and, you know, all of that. You know, John helps with the bathrooms, and then he also empties the dishwasher. Those are like his things, and taking out the trash. So I don't know what it is about the dishwasher. I hate putting the dishes away. John doesn't mind it. I hate it for some reason. Like, give me laundry over the dishwasher. I don't know why. I just hate it. So yes, I am that person who, if John hasn't emptied the dishwasher, I will just hand wash the dishes and put them on the dryer rack area. Clean more in 10 minutes before a guest arrives than you have all week. I'm innocent of that. I don't do that. We usually try to keep our house just as clean as we would if somebody just randomly popped by. That's just my OCD neat freak like personality. I wish I wasn't like this, but I can't help it. So no, I usually just keep our house clean if possible. Dropping something on the floor instead of cleaning it up, call the dog. We used to have a dog. None of you guys probably really knew that until now, did you? We used to have a dog. Sadly, he is gone, but we used to have a little Shih Tzu, and man, did I love it when Jack would just, this is gonna sound gross, Wyatt was a huge spitter. He had terrible acid reflux. So did Ava. Somehow we lucked out with Kaya, but the first two borns, yeah, they all everywhere all the time. I loved it because, as gross as this sounds, Wyatt would spit up on the carpet downstairs and Jack would like immediately know to come running, and he would just lick it up. He would get it out of the carpet like it was nobody's business. And talking about it makes me feel nauseous because that is really gross. But yes, we were those people who were like, if it was dog safe, we'd be like, Jack, woohoo, come here. And he would eat up the food. And yeah, I miss having a dog. But at the same time, like there's so many things that like the kids throw on the floor now that I'm like, that dog would die if he ate it. We were those people at one point. Remove makeup before you go to bed or leave it on. I definitely remove my makeup as much as I can before I go to bed. If I'm feeling really lazy, I tend to just take like a makeup remover wipe. That's my lazy way of doing it, and then I do that if I don't want to do through my whole skincare routine. A few times though, I have accidentally fallen asleep in bed while watching something or reading something, and John's kind of tucked me in because he didn't want to disturb me. So yes, a few times I have woken up with a full face still on, but I do try to take my makeup off as much as possible. Place blanket over wet spots so you don't have to change the sheets in the middle of the night. It depends what kind of wet spot. If it's a smelly wet spot, I change that sucker right away. If it is a little bit of spit up, like when I was breastfeeding and sleeping with Kaya or Wyatt, like that's fine. You know, if the kid peed a little bit, like a wet diaper, that's fine. If it's poop or vomit though, like immediately excavate all of the sheets off. And is that the right word? I don't know, just like evacuate the area. Like everything goes in the wash. We have backup sheets for that reason. Wear jeans multiple days in a row if they look clean. I would love to be able to do that. I would absolutely love to be able to do that. For some reason though, my jeans never stay like tight enough for me to wear them day after day after day. They get so loose in the crotch area, and like I'm like pulling them up, and like I don't know, they don't look right on me after one day of wearing them. So I wish I could do that. I totally would if I could, but I have to wash mine so that they kind of shrink back to shape. Eat the scraps off your kid's plate because you don't have time to make your own meal. Okay, so this is there's something, I've never been able to be that parent who could eat off of your child's fork or plate or lick stuff off the kid's fingers instead of wiping it. John does it all the time and I cringe. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, am I a bad mother? I don't know what's wrong with me. I see people do that in restaurants where they just, my mom even does it to my kids. She'll like lick off peanut butter off their, I'm like I can't handle it. So no, I don't eat food off of people's plates. There's something about sharing food that I'm kind of a little ambivalent about. It just, I guess, depends on the person and the food, but I don't know. That's one weird thing about me. No. I'll make my own plate or starve. Eating kids' stash of Halloween candy or Easter candy. I am a little bit guilty of this. Like, if the kids come home with some really good candy from Halloween, I will have a few, but I'm not a huge actually candy person lately, so that probably wouldn't be true anymore. We actually throw away half of the candy they get for Easter or Halloween because they usually get way too much and they don't eat all that sugar. So I would say I'm semi-guilty, I guess, in the past. 18, say your child is allergic to something so you don't have to share. That's just mean. No, I would never do that. Put wrinkled shirt back in the dirty clothes even if it is clean so you don't have to iron. Put wrinkled shirt back in the dirty clothes. No, I'm that person who will go downstairs and put it in the dryer instead. I don't do that. Procrastinate getting in the shower, but then don't want to get out. Oh, I did that this morning. I was like, I don't want to take a shower, but I really need to. And then I got in the shower and I was in there for like 30 minutes. I was like, oh, so warm. I'm that scalding hot water person though. Like I need it like burning my body and it feels so good. Like I love that. So our hot water heater only lasts so long before I have to get out. So I'm totally guilty. Rehearse argument in head just in case. I don't really know what that means. I'm assuming that means like maybe you're about to have an argument with your husband and before you start the argument, you maybe think it out. Like, that sounds really cunning and conniving. I don't really do that, if that's what that means. Ignoring text for days and saying, oh my God, my reply never went through. I don't do that. Usually it really never goes through. I don't know, well, you guys wouldn't know this, but our house has terrible cell service. We are like the only house in this freaking neighborhood or in the city where our area or our cell phone carrier doesn't work. We have a special tower in our basement because we just don't get service here. So anybody who walks in here, like, their phones die. It's like the black hole. So I usually sometimes really don't get text messages, or sometimes I like hit the send and it doesn't send and I'm like, wait a second, I replied to you, and I'm like, oh, whoops, it's sitting here. Like I'm totally that person. And I'm that person also who has their phone near them, but it's always on vibrate or silent, so I don't sometimes hear it, and then like, yeah, I'm terrible at that kind of stuff. Snooping in other people's bathroom cabinets, I don't do that. I don't know why, because you know, now that I think about it, I am really curious about what's in some people's cabinets, but I don't know. I feel like that's something my mom would yell at me for, so I don't do it. Turn radio down in the car when lost or looking for a number on a house. Yeah, because I can't concentrate. Like I feel like for some reason, if it's completely silent, I'll remember something, which is totally probably not true, but yeah, I need silence to concentrate, so yeah, I would do that. Use perfume flyers that come in magazines. I don't do that just because I don't really feel like they're effective. For me, I have to spray the perfume in my hair or on my clothes for it to stick, so those wouldn't even work on me. Lied about your age. Nope. Especially now I'm getting older, I'm like, screw it. Who cares? I'm 28 years old. I'm gonna be 29 this year. Yeah, there's no point in lying about your age. Who cares? 27, lied about your child's age to get a better deal. Never. Karma is a bitch, and I don't want to come back and bite me in the bum. Giving someone the wrong number on purpose. Totally guilty. Especially when I was in the dating game or when I bartended for a living, I always gave out fake numbers. I was like, fake numbers to all of you. Like, I just, you know, you work at a bar, you have all these drunk people, they don't care. They're never gonna remember you the next day. Like, yeah, I did that a lot to avoid hurting feelings, just, you know, because they didn't get the hint, you know? If you can't read my social cues, then you're getting a fake number. Last but not least, 29, peed in the shower as an adult. Okay, so I'm semi-guilty, not because I do it regularly, but because there have been instances like when I was breastfeeding Kaya while I was taking a shower because I had to. She was like screaming bloody murder and she needed a shower because she had spit up in her hair and anyways, I was breastfeeding her in the shower and all of a sudden I had to go pee and I was holding her and I had a newborn and it was cold and John was at home and Wyatt was like taking a nap and I didn't wake him up. I didn't want to wake him up, so I was just like, so I just let it go. Am I a regular peer in the shower? No, because I do kind of find that gross. I don't care if you want to do it in your shower. That's fine. That's fine. I don't want to know who does it actually. I don't care if other people do it. It's just my own thing. Like, I just don't feel like it's very sanitary. It's, you know, like, I don't want to stand in a toilet. Like, I don't know. Again, I don't judge anybody who does. All the power to you. But I just, again, OCD, weird person, mother who can't even eat off their child's plate. Like, that's just... I know, I'm really a pain in the butt. But yeah, I don't do that. So anyways, there you have it. There is the guilty or innocent and guilty tag. I tag whoever who hasn't done this. I know a lot of people have already done this. I will leave all the questions below if you want to do this. Let me know if you do this yourself. And if you like these tag videos, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys all later.